Brittany, do you feel like you guys did a good job at exploring the topic of culture? That was a question.
Needs to be brighter.
Jade's over here like readjusting himself like every 2 seconds.
Aw.
Come on, I see no changes. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, it's like worth living, should I pass myself? I'm tired of being bored, even work some black and some affection and looking
Are we filming?
for a perfect snatch. Got to give it to everybody I need.
Oh, the battery is high.
Oh, on the Negro part. That's crazy.
It was like, you know what?
I'm tired of you playing your songs for you. Play yourself.
We're gonna have to sing this off. That's just the way it is.
That's just the way it is.
And
Welcome to WTT.
WTT.
Tay-tay.
WTT. Oh.
Isn't it WTT?
You no Tay-tay.
WTT. Yo, Tay.
Yeah. Well.
Yo, Tay. Yo, Tay. Yo, Tay. T-top.
With some crack in that cup. Crack in the cup.
Oh, wait, that's the wrong cup.
You traitor.
No.
Traitor.
I will survive.
Traitor.
Oh my
That's
God.
so funny.
Keep forgetting what cup to drink out of. Thank
Yeah.
you, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you got 2 cups over there?
Girl, I got
got a whole
3,
collection
even a
of
water bottle. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought I seen a
Begin?
purse that you... Didn't you pull up a purse earlier? I was wanting to ask where
me?
you get that from. Mm-hmm.
This one?
Oh. You're like, you don't want it. You're like, oh.
Right.
You mean that this one?
Right. This one.
This little thing over
Yeah,
here.
girl.
Right.
Yeah. It's
This
different.
one?
I like it.
Oh, you mean this one? Okay.
It's cute.
That from
I like
girl.
it.
Oh, okay.
Where'd you get it from?
Yeah, where'd you get it from?
This
Where'd you get
is
it
actually
from?
one of my favorite treasure finds
Okay.
when I went to the Philippines a few years ago. Mhm.
It's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
I know. It's
Oh.
It's
carried around like
cool.
this. Yeah.
This is actually like the one I have.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Pull
does
it out.
it?
Yeah. It could be the one that.
Where
I
is it?
have.
Jade, like, love them, but I did not take the purse out of your closet.
I like to think it's my purse because it was in my closet. But you can keep it. You know? It's cool.
Could be.
I don't know. You're probably
I don't
borrowing
think
it.
so.
That's what. Okay.
Mm-mm. I've already named it.
Oh, sure.
Uh-oh.
You named it.
Well, I named it. I named it Ivory.
Oh.
I.
Okay, return it.
Oh, that's cool.
No, I love it. It just gives it that unique touch just because, you know, it's not every day that you find a handcrafted piece
Purse.
from your,
Right,
you know,
right,
home
right.
country.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
so-
cute.
That's cute.
It's cool. It's cool.
At least you don't have to go around, you know, seeing someone else with the same purse. So, you know,
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, the likelihood is
Oh.
very unlikely.
Mm.
Okay,
Thanks, girl. Is that Tupac? Are you rocking
Oh.
Tupac, girl?
Girl, you know. Hey, though, but did you know that his real name was Lassane Parrish Crooks?
Lassane?
Let's
Oh,
say.
Brooke.
wait. Maybe it's not Lesane. It's Lesane. Maybe I'm saying it wrong.
Lesane.
Lesane.
Lesson. Lesson.
Lazone.
Not Lazane.
Lazane. I said Lesane.
Lesson sound good though.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's really
It's classic.
unique.
I know.
Yeah.
His mom gave it to him after she joined the Black Panthers, and
Ooh.
he got his last
wow.
name from his stepdad. So Tupac Shakur. That's what I'm talking about.
Walk cool.
Tupac
Oh,
Shakur.
Dope. That's pretty dope. You're rocking a T too, Eric. Ooh, what's that?
the
oh, you
Obama.
know it, girl. Look,
Oh,
let me get the
okay.
camera.
Oh, there it is.
And
We're gonna see
I'm
how
kidding.
Let's get a view. Ooh.
Yes, so this is
Oh.
Obama.
Power to the black people.
Look
First
at them,
black
bro.
president.
Yeah.
Is that like an I voted little like sticker tag?
Yes. You know, these were hella popular back in 2008.
Right.
So I had to cop it
wow.
from, I think I got this from Urban Outfitters at the time. But
Hey.
yeah,
Oh wow.
I'm so proud.
cool.
Yes, 2008 was
Proud.
that year. Mhm.
I felt
Okay.
like Obama was
It
like
was
was it like the only president that was really wrapped as a brand on clothing?
Yes,
That's what I
he
noticed.
was.
Yeah, he was cool
Mhm.
enough.
He really
you know.
was.
Oh yeah, he's still cool enough.
I
Also,
know.
Michelle Obama just released Becoming on Netflix too.
Right.
Oh,
I was
it's
watching that.
everything.
I haven't seen it.
How did you
You've
guys
seen it?
I
I
haven't
haven't
seen
seen it yet.
It's good. I
It's
cried in
good.
the first 10 minutes. No lie. The
You
first
cried
10
the
minutes.
Really?
first 10 minutes?
Yes,
Wow.
at the bookstore. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Uh-huh.
The book
At the
signing.
bookstore. What were you
doing at the
book
bookstore?
signing. I
Oh,
got
book
him.
signing.
Yeah.
The book signing.
You, oh, the book
bookstore.
signing.
The bookstore.
I was like,
We
you
gotta hear the story.
Bye, Jade. Bye, Jade. We done with you right now. Bye.
Bitch.
Bitch.
No, but seriously, it was like so like emotional. Like I don't want to
Yeah.
give no spoiler, but yeah,
Yeah.
whoever's seen it,
Aw.
Britt, you saw it.
Yeah. But I turned it. But I gotta go back.
Oh.
Sometimes I just don't have patience. I'm like, oh, let me do something else. But did you
Yeah.
know that she looks just like a queen from the 18th century? Her name was Queen Ty. So I find that very interesting. But Queen Ty was unique because she wasn't, she didn't become queen through like her mom. She became like queen through like marriage, and she got married at like 11 or 12. But she's the grandmother of King Tut, and
Wow.
Nefertiti is King Tut's mother. So I was just like, oh, I didn't know they all went together. Like, okay.
Oh, that's so
Oh.
cool.
That's crazy.
I was like, okay, but yeah, they
You know
really
what? Do
look
y'all
alike. Mm-hmm.
do y'all believe in reincarnation? Because that really got me thinking about that.
Mm-hmm.
Like you
Reincarnation.
think she was reincarnated as Michelle Obama now?
Hey, there are
You know what? I believe in
similar
it.
spirits. Yeah.
You believe
Mhm.
it, Jade?
I believe it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like a bunch of celebrities are like reincarnated.
Right.
Right.
Oh, do you?
Right?
Anyone in particular?
Exactly.
Oh, that was a good question. I don't know. No, but I've seen pictures where it's like, no, I've seen pictures like where there's like Nicolas Cage, Jay-Z. I don't know if you guys seen that one. There's another one, P. Diddy.
Mm.
But these were
Oh.
like people from the past, and
Mhm.
then they put the
Mhm.
images together. They're just like, oh, they look exactly like.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably just vampires.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of
Maybe
They
vampires,
probably
related.
are.
yeah, right. Did you
I
know?
believe it.
Did you know
Uh-oh.
that Filipinos are highly superstitious? So you know how in America we have our own superstition about like that, like vampires and stuff.
Right,
Philippines is almost
Yeah.
the same way, except our stories are
Oh.
kind of like we have like demon babies.
I feel like it's so
Oh, not demon
extravagant.
He's all laughing about it. I'm like,
Right. Demon babies.
I'm like, that's not something to laugh about. That'd be scared.
Demon baby. It's gonna come after you.
I'd be like, are you a demon baby?
Yeah, the baby's gonna answer.
What
You're
is
like,
the
yes, I
demon
am.
baby?
I found it really interesting about the folk tales that Jade was talking about, and when he said demon child, I was like, you said what? In the woods? You won't catch me in the woods.
I know.
But people really do believe that. It's so extreme.
It's actually well. The thing is, it takes form as a demon baby. It's supposed to. So basically, like this demon, I think it's called the Aswang, and you'll hear it cry in the woods. And because it's a baby and it's crying, you're like, oh, it's a baby, it's innocent. So you go to the woods and you see the baby. The baby will turn into a demon and then just like eat you up. But
okay.
But is there like evidence?
But these are life lessons though. I mean, they're not real.
Oh.
You know, funny things. They get so detailed to how it looks like, but these are just like stories like, oh, they'll go into the woods at night kind of thing. So create these, you know, like these urban legends so to scare us as kids.
Yeah.
And to keep you safe, right? And to like keep you like safe and like obedient. Another one that I heard was, have you ever heard of like, I think it's the Aswang too, but it's like in the tree. So like you're supposed to not look up at a tree. That's like another superstition that I heard growing up too.
Is he the one that smokes a cigarette and has big eyeballs?
I mean, I don't.
I'm sorry, you guys. We got some weird monsters.
Okay.
Damn.
You're supposed to not stare. You're supposed to just like look and then not like stare. Like you're supposed to just keep it going. Like I think that's what it is. Like don't stop and stare. Like you just keep going. I don't know. I feel like it could be more to that.
That's kind of a life lesson saying like you can't. I mean, a lot of these
don't get distracted.
Right. Yeah.
Got it. Oh,
don't get distracted what's around you. Keep looking straight. Like don't look in your rear view. Certain shit.
Or like around. Exactly. I think that's. I like how that you know. Yeah. Leads to like life lessons, just like you said, Jade.
Yeah.
Really cool.
I like it.
So that's kind of, I'm wondering like, where did they start and where did it begin? Like I tried, because I know that we were colonized by the Spaniards, but our ancestors were called the Atis, which is the black pygmy. So our ancestors were originally black.
Right.
So, yeah.
Oh.
So
I'm not surprised.
Well,
like high key.
I mean, we're all brown.
Exactly.
You see the skin.
Okay.
Okay.
Melanin.
Love yourself.
Love myself.
So that's another dig, you know.
I know, because we're all brothers and sisters. Look at that.
Okay.
That's amazing. That's beautiful.
Right.
One race.
One race.
Well, since we're on the topic of the Philippines, did you know that there's no like land boundaries? It's only surrounded by like sea. Like as far as where the Philippines are located. It's bordered by like the South China Sea and then the east of the Philippine Sea and then I don't know if I'm saying this right, the Celebes Sea. So it's really interesting, you know.
Celibacy.
The celibacy.
Okay, sure.
All right.
Celibacy during this quarantine has been real. Okay.
Eli, let me just give you the tea.
Right. Might as well. We're on topic.
Right. Of course.
Stay on trend.
Okay.
Yeah. Which
is that
true.
Willow? She over there. Like I need some attention. Oh my God.
You right.
And the Philippines has 7,000. According to my sources here, 7,107 islands. That's a lot of islands in the Philippines.
We're about to buy one. I'm about to buy one.
Okay. WTT Island.
So,
how much would it cost to? I want to buy it.
I'm pretty sure it's cheap. Everything is cheap down there. Just to let you. Did you know it's cheap down there?
Hello.
Like, give me the tea on rent. Like, if I went to the Philippines and rented like a 1-bedroom apartment, like, what would that equate to in U.S. dollars?
Right.
Not your eyes, baby. I'm sorry.
I feel like there you actually have to like purchase land, not so much like rent.
Yeah.
I think it's all about like purchasing. But if you were to stay there for like on vacation, like in the tourist areas, it's not that much. It's not that much per night. I want to say it's like, I don't know, like maybe a couple hundred for like the whole week. Like something really like cheap like that. Yeah,
That's
something crazy cheap.
Super. It's
maybe even
electricity.
Yeah, but again, it depends on
electricity. I don't even know.
I mean, electricity. You still gotta pay for that. Depending again, if you like own a house.
Yeah, let's just say like if you had 10 grand, you literally have like years set for the next 5 years.
5 years
to live there. Yeah.
That is amazing.
Well,
that
you know,
is.
Why aren't we there?
Speaking of, did you know though, like since we're talking about like houses and stuff, like the architecture in the Philippines shows a lot of Spanish influence. So you get brick like details, brick churches, so a lot of great and then one traditional house here says a nipa hut is a traditional house that's constructed of bamboo and roof leaves. So that's like the OG housing of the Philippines.
How long would that last in any weather?
And that's
really?
It's crazy because this is man-made. Yeah, man-made.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, it's funny with electricity and stuff like that because in terms of electricity, and everyone needs it and uses it on a day-to-day basis. And the first African-American, Lewis Howard Latimer, in 1848 actually created electricity. Okay, so
there you go.
Thank him for watching our Netflix shows.
Say his name again. Say his name again.
It's Lewis Howard Latimer, and we might enter a receipt of what he looked like if there is one, but
I know, right? We
yeah,
so
powerful. Yeah.
He's powering my ring.
Yeah, we do need pictures.
We do need pictures.
The ring light. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Mr. Latimer.
So extraordinary.
Well, since we're talking about like inventions, I kind of want to talk about maybe like the richest person. He was in the 14th century, still to this day, the richest person. His name was Mansa Musa. Okay.
Mansa Musa. Like Medusa.
Like Medusa.
Like Medusa.
Like Papusa.
By the way, I missed that ride. Have you guys ever rode? Side note. Sorry. Have you guys ever rode?
I was like,
who's Medusa?
Oh, at Six Flags.
What?
Six Flags for Great America.
Yes.
That's what are you thinking about? Eric is like, bro, Medusa. Checking his blacklist.
This is a black book. And whose black book is it? It's Eric's black book. Let's see. Medusa. Yep. Medusa. Number 73.
Bye.
Oh, no.
Bye, Jay. Dude, I just bought. I'm thinking. Was that at Six Flags?
I thought that was at Six Flags Magic Mountain or something.
Yeah, right.
Magic Mountain.
She's like somewhere.
I just remember it being like.
Right.
I love roller coasters.
Oh my God.
Ooh, me too.
We need to go to Magic Mountain.
We need to go.
That.
Can we?
We'll plan a trip, a WTT episode there too.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Just no drop by.
Okay, this is so off topic.
What?
Oh
So
no,
drive-bys?
I don't do drop zone. Drop zone?
I hate drop bys.
I love Drop Zone.
No,
me and Eric will go on Drop
Let me
Zone.
tell you.
Yeah,
No, we can we'll watch you. We'll support you.
I will be on there.
I'll be cheering. I'll be cheering.
feed.
Woo, go!
No, the only drop ride I've ever
I'm
liked.
gonna blindfold you guys and sneak you guys in.
Oh my God.
No, the one at Disneyland, the Guardian of the Galaxy ride. I like the Guardian of the Galaxy one because you can't see outside.
Really?
It's in the
You know,
elevator.
It's an
Or
elevator.
like Tower of Terror.
Well,
Tower of
it's not
Terror.
Tower of Terror
Right?
anymore. Not anymore. It's
Oh,
Guardian
it's
of the Galaxy.
not.
Yeah. So it does
Okay, I haven't
drop
been
still,
back
but
in
it
so long.
goes
Yeah.
it goes up like really fast. And like you drop so fast that you start seeing
I
things
love it.
floating around and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
it'll like just drop halfway and then go back up and then drop all the way down. Right?
Yeah. And
Oh my
then
gosh.
zoom
Oh,
back
that's
all the
some
way
tea.
up. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do
That
it
I
when we
kind
get out
of
of
like.
quarantine.
That I kind of
Right,
like.
right.
Oh, I know. If they ever
Okay.
open them back up anytime soon.
So back to
I
Mansa
know,
Musa.
right?
Okay, sorry. Back to
Masa
Mansa. Sorry.
Back to Pompusa. I'm like, let me tell a story. So y'all, let me tell his story, okay? So back when he was ruling, the European nations were like struggling due to like their own civil war and like lack of resources. So he was making it big. He was over there. The Mali empire was like flourishing because they have natural resources over there, like salt, gold, and like silver and shit like that.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
basically, so on his rule, he made like a trip with like tens of thousands of people. He was like, all right, y'all, we finna go to Mecca. We finna go over there. I'm finna get some Arab people and an architect. We finna go back to Timbuktu. And y'all probably thinking like, what? Timbuktu is a real place? I'll get to that. But basically, yeah. So when I was growing up, Timbuktu, my mother would be like, from here to Timbuktu. So I used to be like, oh, this is like a made up place, right? It's not existent. Come to find out, it was super rich back in the day. Super rich. Like they had, like his mission was to make that place of scholars. So they had universities, schools, libraries. It was like the Cambridge or the Oxford of today, basically. So yeah, that's all I want to say.
Wow.
Little history note there.
Speaking of inventions,
so proud.
So
yeah.
And founders and idols. Did you know that the Philippine what's his name? Give me a sec. Roberto.
What is his
Roberto
name?
Del Los Reyes.
It's Roberto Del Rosario in 1975. I'm horrible.
I'm just making up his last name right now. But he created karaoke.
Oh, okay.
Back in 1976.
How did he create it?
Wow, how did he do it?
Like he couldn't remember the lyrics.
You don't remember? He picked up. Was a microphone created? Oh yeah,
he picked up a broom.
He picked up a broom. But no, it's true though. It's funny because like you will see a lot of Filipinos like we just karaoke.
I know.
Damn party.
Because you invented it.
Every party.
And I'm just like, why do Filipinos like karaoke?
Right.
The truth.
It's in your blood.
It's in our blood.
That is so funny.
You know
that's a good observation.
That's really cool.
What's in your blood?
What's in your blood?
What's in your blood?
Speaking of like, you know, kind of like. Well, yeah, I mean, Filipinos are very crafty with like, you know, arts and dance and music and singing. So one really
show us, Cheryl. Give us an example.
Unique. Well, one really unique dance that the Philippines did was called the tinikling. So what tinikling is that it is consisted of like bamboo sticks, and the dancers would like kind of dance around them, and that would mimic the tickling bird. So that's where the name came from. So you know how like birds are so graceful. It's called tinikling. And you know how like birds are very graceful and skillful with their maneuvering. So that's what the dancers mimic. So it's spelled as TINIKLING.
Okay,
so
I just want to see it.
These large bamboo poles, and like one person would be the one on the floor. One person would be on the floor doing it, and then the others would be the ones dancing in between.
Let's see this.
Okay, go off.
Get
Go
it.
off.
Yeah.
See, this is how I go. This is what I do to when I go to the kitchen and grab some snacks.
I can see you, Jade.
You guys. Yeah.
That's me right there.
I actually, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Cheryl, that's you.
I know.
It's me.
That's you, boo.
No, but Eric.
Turn off the music.
It's so cool.
At some points, I just could not get a word in.
So when Cheryl was all like, Eric, when I was showing the video, I was just like, girl, can you relax? Like, I'm trying to make the video entertaining, if anything, because your story is borderline boring. Like, come on. Like, so I don't know. I think she was just really upset because Jade called her out, just because she actually stole his bag. That's his bag from his closet without him knowing. So yeah, she's just mad because she's a klepto, period.
I feel like,
But
I'm
I
like,
did
God
get the
damn, I'm gonna
opportunity
crip walk
to
in.
I know, right?
no, they are. They're like, but you have to
That's
be
true.
in tune with like the counts, because it's like if you miss a count, you're gonna get your ankle like chopped in there, you know. But I did get the opportunity
Oh,
to
no.
actually perform.
No.
Like, you don't want that. You don't want that.
Get your ankle chopped off.
What?
Get your ankle, girl.
I mean, it's
I
not
can't.
fun,
Is that true, Tina?
Eric is such a character.
Well, I did get
It's like
to,
slow motion double dutch.
but you gotta do it
The
like
accuracy.
rhythmically, you know,
Yeah.
rhythmically, because you don't want to miss a count. But yeah, it was fun because I got the chance. I do have a picture, but this is like 10 years ago, so I look really like young. But
Let's see.
here's one
Oh, there's a
picture.
picture.
Well, I did 2 performances, so this is like the second one. But here, like, you know how we all have our little outfits. This was me like 10 years ago.
Green.
Where are
I'm
you?
trying to see. Which one are you?
So it was a family situation.
Right, it's hella
this one-
blurry.
It's blurry. Oh, that's
there you
Yeah, the
go.
picture was hella blurry.
Okay.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was long, but it was a great experience. And I think there's like a video out there somewhere where we did have the entire performance recorded, but I just don't know where it is anymore. But this was again like more than 10 years ago. But yeah, it was a fun experience. And again, I started as a beginner, like knew nothing, had to learn the basics. And then after learning the basics, it became more natural the more we practice. And it's also about like trusting your partner, because it's all a partner type dance. So like you and your partner need to be synced. You need to be one, or else it's just like you're gonna be crossing each other's paths. So it was really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You
If I
know
was to do
what?
it
That's
again,
crazy.
You like
so
it?
it's very much still so it's very much still alive right now, and I'm sure people still practice it even here in like the US. So
Yeah, it definitely is.
very cool.
I mean,
I wanted to give you guys some tea
originated
as well.
Tell us tea.
Go ahead.
What?
No, go ahead. So
Oh, no, I
a
was
lot
just
of people
gonna say
don't know,
it's
but I have.
She was like, let me get this last point in your mind. I'm gonna come through this. I'm gonna say phone.
I'ma come
Get that video blasting in my ear. Come on.
She's like, okay, Eric. Okay.
Sorry, go ahead, boo.
I'm just gonna say
Eric.
Yes.
but
Oh my god.
it originated in Leyte, and it's an island in the Visayas, and which is central Philippines, which is where I'm personally from. So I just wanted to throw that in there.
Nice.
oh, y'all created the yo-yo. Did you know that?
Who?
Oh, the yo-yo?
The science.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
They use it as a
Oh,
hunting
I
tool.
love the yo-yo.
I know.
Yeah,
that's
it was.
Love the yo-yo.
Yeah, it was invented
now,
by the
but
Visayans
before,
for hunting.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
For hunting of all things, I would have never known that.
Yeah, how do
I
you
used to
use
walk.
it for
What do you
hunting?
yo-yo? It's like,
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it's used for? I was like,
I don't know.
Right. I was doing that, walking the dog, doing a rockabye
Oh,
baby,
walking the-
doing all those things. Never walking
I was-
a dog. Oh my
I was just saying
god.
for
all those
self-defense, like,
Oh, okay.
You can. You can.
Exactly.
You can. Oh, that's gonna hella hurt. Mm.
yeah. No, it was used as a hunting tool first before it was a toy. So yeah, fun fact.
Is it to like
I don't see
mesmerize
how,
them?
though.
I
No,
know how.
Have you guys ever been mesmerized?
No, have you guys?
I think I'm just guessing.
Have you guys been
Mesmerized.
memorized
No,
before? Hypnotized before?
I like you
Did
guess.
you
I
just say
mean,
memorized?
Mesmerized.
Have you been memorized?
Have you been memorized before? Oh God. Have you been hypnotized? Has anybody been hypnotized before?
Oh, hypnotized.
Yeah.
No.
Hypnotized? No, I haven't. Have
Well,
you?
Either. Hell no.
Oh no.
Mm-mm.
That's so
I'd be
funny.
scared too.
Oof.
We were hella serious with the mesmerized.
I know.
Excuse me,
I was
right?
falling up to you. I was
Hypnotized.
like
I need to.
mesmerized.
Have you
Why isn't
have you been
anybody-
mesmerized?
I was like, why isn't anybody answering? Come on, mesmerized.
To be
Oh.
mesmerized.
Oh my God.
So yeah, what were you saying, Eric? On the
Oh yeah. So
before
back
Cheryl
to
cut you
me.
off. Just kidding.
He's not.
Fuck, he cut me off.
Right.
Ooh.
We're getting revenge back.
Okay.
So what is also crazy is you guys probably didn't know, and you guys are probably too young, or hopefully you're old enough. Do you guys know about, or did you know? This is hella dragged out, I know. But LeVar Burton.
Who's
You guys
that?
know who that is?
Uh-uh.
Take a look.
LeVar
It's in the
Burton.
book.
Oh, Reading Rainbow.
Oh.
I can go anywhere.
Eric's having way fun.
It was great. No,
Right.
right.
Like Beyonce right there.
I consider it to like a mess of a baritone, but like honestly, that show was so great, and I
It
think
was,
it's very
though.
inspirational
It
because
was.
it came out. It debuted in like 1983,
Mhm.
and it showed everybody, people of color, can actually read,
Right,
and
right,
right.
right.
become imaginative and like creative, and like
Love that.
it really pushed the limits on education.
Mhm.
So I really love that, and it was great coming from an African American man
Right.
that was quite
Mhm.
inspiring.
Isn't he the same
Inspiring.
guy that does
Generation.
the narration for like on Netflix? Doesn't he still do narration for like
For Wishbone?
no, it's on Netflix and he does it's like for the like space and stuff. I think he
Yes,
does that.
he does.
Okay.
Mhm,
I
he
was
does.
like, I
Yeah.
think I saw him. Yeah. Oh wow. He hasn't aged a bit. Good.
He
Damn.
has not.
That black don't crack,
Wow.
Yeah.
Ow.
Hide your husband.
Hi, your husband.
So cool.
Oh God. I need some water. Water.
Do we have any Filipino house or shows? Only Blue's Clues, huh?
What are you talking
Shows?
about?
Blues Clues.
Oh,
That
like
was a Filipino
Oh,
show?
wait, he was Filipino?
The
no,
new one.
no, the new
new
one
one.
right now. Currently.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I know. Do we have any other? I'm trying to think.
In America? I'm
Oh my
pretty
God,
sure
do you
it's a
remember?
Filipino.
Do you remember that '90s show, Outside the Box? It was
Out
the
of the
Filipino
box.
lady.
Out of the box.
You put
Oh.
one
It was-
box, put it
Do you-
with
you guys-
another.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Wrong
So it
and
was the,
wide.
That's
She's like, she's like,
I remember that so vividly. And wasn't her name like Vivian or something? And then her partner in the show was like this.
Yeah,
like,
it was Vivian.
African-American guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Vivian, and then I
Yes.
forget the guy's name.
With
But
the
that
locks.
show
I
was
forgot
a
his
hit.
name too.
Right.
What is his
I did not know she was
name?
Filipino. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
she's definitely Filipina. Yeah.
Vivian, that
Mhm.
was her name. I thought they were
Mhm.
dating secretly. I thought they were cute together.
I'm
I gotta watch that
Secretly.
show
They were
again.
cute. I know. I
I
almost want to
thought they
pull it
were.
from the
Yeah,
parade.
pull it up and let's watch like the
Yeah,
intro
pull it.
when they were all up in the
Right.
boxes,
Should
I know,
I?
right? Right. They was
see.
in them boxes.
and it would come into
They was in
life.
them
It was all
boxes.
big all of a sudden. I was
Uh,
like, what is going on?
Right. Oh, we used to play that at home, me and
Remember?
my sister. Oh
Yeah.
my
Out
gosh.
of
I love that.
I was like, yeah,
That's I feel like that's where a lot of like our imagination or our mind at least
exactly.
came from. You know, like
Mhm.
honestly. Like to this
Mhm.
day. Like those
I'm
shows,
telling you,
Gullah
those shows.
Island.
Oh my God, yes,
Gullah Island.
yes.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch Bananas in Pajamas?
Oh,
No.
Bananas
No,
in Pajamas.
pajamas.
Remember Jade? Or
That was my
down
show.
the stairs.
What was
And
that thing
they're
they ate?
chasing teddy bears.
Honey Munchie
Uh-oh.
Cakes. Remember Hunchy Money Cakes?
Okay, I don't think I can like.
Yes, Hunty Money Cakes. Oh my
I don't even-
god!
I don't think I can.
I know. I forgot it too.
Oh, you guys, here.
I was waiting for you, Jade. I was about to follow your lead.
Oh,
Yes,
hell.
Tony.
Oh my God.
Tony.
Tony
Is that
Robinson.
the intro?
Tony Robinson.
I think they're like. Oh, and then her, Vivian.
Oh,
my
wow.
gosh. Yeah.
Vivian.
Oh.
Wow.
What is that, like interview?
I don't know. Oh.
So this is just kind of like
Wow.
an inside look from like the past.
Yeah.
But they definitely don't look like that
Yeah.
anymore.
Oh God.
Ooh.
It
Pull
aired
up a
from
picture.
1998
Pull
to
up a picture.
2004.
Yeah, pull up a pic.
Let's see how they look
Like a
now.
current one
Pull up a pic.
out of the
Ooh, I'm scared to look.
current.
Ooh.
You know, he ain't gonna age. You know, he gonna still have his dreads. They're gonna be down to his leg.
Tony,
Right.
wait,
Okay.
Tony and Vivian.
He's like,
That
I love
reminded me
my
of-
locks.
That reminded me of
I don't
India
know
Ree's
if they-
video. I forgot what song it was. When her
Mm.
locks in the video were all the way down to her
They
ankles.
only
She was
really
like, I love that gap between your teeth. Sorry, go ahead.
Her gap between your teeth.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I
Yeah.
am not my hair. And then she cuts it all off.
Yes, and she cut it
like-
all off. She bald.
She's like, will you love me still?
I don't see
right.
I don't
Bald
really
and all.
see a current photo.
Oh,
No, I'm on
Yeah.
Google.
That's all good.
Yeah, they try to keep
Yeah.
yourself self-hidden.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I didn't age that well.
Yeah.
I am no more on the TV and internet.
Oh, I'm sad. I hate that. In my mind, they're still young.
I know.
Yeah.
Just like,
I know.
did you guys used
They
to
want
watch
us to
the famous
remember
Jack
that one.
Jackson?
Yes,
Jacksons?
R.I.P.
Oh,
R.I.P. R.I.P.
yes.
R.I.P.
He used to be my
R.I.P.
crush. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
I totally
I can't
remember
believe
that.
Suicide. Remember? Oh.
I
Dang.
remember. I just remember watching like
Suicide.
You never know what happens behind the
Insane.
scenes.
Yeah.
You never know.
Never.
You think it's all good. Him fighting crime.
yeah,
I
some-
wanted to be him so bad.
Hey. Famous
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
I
He
feel
was
like
so cool.
yeah, that's so true. Like you just don't know what they're going through behind,
Mhm.
behind the scenes. It's
Mhm.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You never know.
Hella sad. Ooh.
Yeah.
It's a lot to take.
Aw, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
takes so much.
Pixelated.
Well,
Ooh.
on a brighter note,
Oh, let me remind
On
you.
a, on a
Yes.
brighter note.
On a
let
brighter
me
note,
just see a fun fact. A fun fact about the Philippines. Did you guys know that their national symbol is the Philippine eagle, which is the second largest eagle in the world. That's their national bird.
Oh, Jet Jackson.
Oh.
I forgot how he looked.
Sorry.
In my head, it was different.
He's still hanging on to the thought.
I know, right?
Well, if it makes you feel
on.
better, and if it makes you feel better, I see, some similarities there.
Right.
Oh, thank you.
Jet Jackson. Cheryl, you lying.
That does make me feel better.
No.
Okay.
Well, yes.
So
So
did you know that
Mhm.
yam is an
Wow.
essential food in Africa?
Oh, what?
Yams.
Yam?
Wow.
Yams.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Speaking of yams, the most popular, one of the most popular food items in the Philippines too is the purple yam.
Mm.
Ah.
He's like,
Ube
show
is
and
my
tell. Bring it up.
Let me pull up
She
the
has
ube
looked
yam.
kind of weird. I'm putting
Oh,
look,
that's it. That's it right there.
Right.
Those are not yams. Those are Eric's toes. Girl.
Oh.
What kind of yam is that? Did you pull
Y'all.
up? There's so many
That's
different yams.
That's the
This is-
organic one.
Let me see. That's the organic.
Right.
Pull the ones from Africa.
Mm.
I don't know if you guys could tell, but it's
Oh.
purple yams. They're purple.
Let me see.
Mm.
Purple yam.
Mhm.
Purple.
Purple, right?
Yeah. So everything, like, as far as like Philippine dessert, there's always like so the purple yam is called ube. So like ube ice cream, ube cake, ube pastries, ube cookies. So that's definitely really popular.
Yeah.
What is that?
Why?
Because we're talking about purple yam.
Oh, purple rain.
So I'm like,
Purple
Yeah.
We're on-
yams.
we're talking about-
Purple
we talk
yams.
about purple yams.
Purple yams.
Not the time. I feel like Brittany singing. Not the time. I feel like Brittany singing. She's sing along in, and she. I don't know.
Bye.
What you cooking?
That was a cute duet.
Purple yams.
Purple yam.
Yams.
It's
More like
too
purple
much.
yums.
Yams.
We should make a song.
Purple yam.
Oh, we should make a song.
Purple.
We should do a remix to the 4-page letter, and then we should do a
Yeah.
song, Purple Yams.
She definitely.
I'm trying to find a picture of Prince eating yams, but I can't find it.
Oh my god.
I come
That
back.
is so specific.
Candy yams.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh wait, what's the
It's
tea?
loading.
That looks so good though.
That plays an
Right,
important
like
part.
marshmallow
So-
yams.
Yeah.
It's like
Mm.
That's
bread,
crazy.
kind of.
You guys ever had those? Like with the marshmallow on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, on top. Mhm.
The marshmallow.
I was like, I'm just gonna keep going.
No, I have. It's really good. It's so good.
Hella good.
But yeah, I mean, I think. Did you know?
Oh,
But I
Well,
feel
Yeah.
like for us, our culture, we are for our values, like family and food is everything.
yes.
Everything.
Like if you ever eat
Mhm.
Filipino food,
Oh.
it is
Yeah.
greasy, it is.
Yeah.
You get
Yeah.
a
Oh
heart
my God.
attack. at the end
Yeah.
of the day.
Diabetes.
It's diabetes.
Mhm.
You get
But we
everything.
also have to remember.
Eat it.
White chick.
That's mood after you eat the
White
meal,
chick?
right? Like, ooh, wow.
You gotta keep that up there too. Excited. Wait, what happened to my
Eric
audio?
is
No, I can hear you. Great, you can-
well.
can you hear
I
us?
think the
I can hear you
reasons
now.
why.
Oh. Sounds like they don't
I think
season their
the-
macaroni and salad.
Wait.
Right, and then they
They
like,
put
"Girl, you
raisins."
put the seasoning
Oh.
in." That's the all-white party, girl. You ruined the recipe.
Sidebar.
Eric, you should go in. You should go into acting.
Sidebar.
You should go into
Hello,
acting. You just
I
need
can't. That's
to.
Jade's job.
He's like, I don't want to over
Jade's department.
Yeah.
Overstep.
Mhm.
Just kidding. No, but yeah, food is everything.
Going back to the food, I think that's also another main reason why, most of the food is not like, the healthiest is because it is a very tropical and hot area. So you can't really produce like a lot of like, healthy greens, all that good stuff other than like their home fruits, like what's, in their homelands. But other than that, like not a lot of fresh produce and fresh options are readily available because of the climate and all that. So I think that's also like saltwater, freshwater fish is also common there. And a meal is not considered a meal without rice, for the Filipinos.
Have you ever seen like the table where it's like bamboo and then you eat with your hands?
Yes.
Yep.
Right.
It's
right.
It's like heaven. It's like so good. We should do an episode like that.
I know. We should just do.
Let's do it.
Let's eat.
Yeah, like almost get a mukbang. Today we're just gonna eat today
and talk about the food.
And talk about the food, and we'll do it all in one day.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm so hungry now.
We're gonna do it all in one day.
So if you're full.
Wait, why am I laughing like that? That came out of my soul.
It did.
I know.
That's so funny.
Oh my Lord.
No, we should do it. We should.
I would be
do
so
that.
excited to do that. I mean, some families still do that here today, and I think it just keeps, that camaraderie really and the experience a lot more like intimate and more exciting to like eat because you're literally sharing.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me tell
and like
y'all.
the table setup is beautiful.
Let me tell y'all. So I came to the Bay when I was like 17, and I was out here for like 12th grade, right? And I met my first friend. Shout out to Charm. She was Filipino, and and I remember the first time I went over her house, and she gave me rice and an egg, a boiled egg, and like put it on the rice, and then she started eating it, and then she was eating with her hands, and I was like, okay, let me eat with my hands. But just the rice and just the egg was just like hella good together, like that, with some salt and pepper. I was like, wow, I never ate like that before.
It's like the process of eating it and the way it's like set up, I think makes a great experience when eating.
Right.
Yeah.
Britt, I have a question. So when you came to the Bay, did you feel like Samantha? I mean, not Samantha. What's her damn name?
Sex in the City.
Jessica?
What's
I just said Jessica. Is that her name?
Is that her name? Jessica?
Jessica.
Garner?
Wait, let me bring that back. Let me bring that receipt back. Okay. What was this? The main one. Cheryl, help me.
Right there.
Here, let me look it up.
Jessica Parker. Yeah.
But in the show, what was her name?
In the show.
Oh.
This was you when you came to the Bay. You was like, I'm out here.
What's good? What's good, y'all? Yes. I was like, ooh, y'all not ready.
Oh, I was like, what's going on?
Carrie?
Yes.
Carrie
Bradshaw.
Carrie
Bradshaw.
Yeah.
They was like, where are you from? You talk proper, but then you also talk like you're from the East Coast, and then you're
damn.
It was just a lot.
Aww. Are you so close with her? Britt, are you so close with her?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She a real one. She a real one.
She's a real one. And then I remember her first well, not her first birthday. I said her first birthday. The birthday that I went to.
The first birthday you spent together.
Yes. She had she had it outside, and it was like her mom cooked like hella food. So that was like the first time that I like really tasted Filipino food.
Wow.
And we was eating for like hella long, and I was like, wow, this is a great party because we was just eating.
Yeah, lots of
It was
food.
good. It was good. Yeah.
No,
That's
they
how-
wrote down. You know what I love? Lumpias. I'm surprised you guys haven't even touched on that. Lumpia is so bomb.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
We're like, oh yeah.
It's,
No, I
it's
I
in
need to
the
make you guys eat
umbrella
this.
of fried stuff.
Please
Basically.
do, Jade.
yeah. My mom taught me
Who
a
can cook
recipe.
it better? You or Cheryl?
Oh, I can.
Does what? I didn't hear it. I didn't catch it.
I'll cook
What was
lumpia.
the
Who can cook it better?
Who could cook it better, Lumpy? I mean, you or
Oh.
or Jay?
I mean, it's not that difficult. You just kind of pick your.
Oh no, girl! I
Like-
cook it better. Okay, I put some secret ingredients into.
So
Yeah, you can
Jade,
make
she's
it
gonna be
better,
saying
Jade.
to you, "You lost." This is Cheryl. You lost. Try again next time.
Try again next time. And then, I mean, there's so many versions you can do. You know, you could do like a meat version. You could do a veggie version. You could do it like
Yeah, yeah.
you know, you could do like a large like roll, or you could do like the mini
A small
version.
one.
So there's,
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many different
Yeah.
like versions you can do.
Yeah. So
But
Yeah.
So what's your guys'
absolutely.
favorite food? Is it the food that you cook your favorite food, or do you have another favorite food? Like, do you like Italian,
Mm,
Oh,
Mediterranean? What's
I
your
love-
favorite
good
food?
question.
Creole. Like I
Huh?
love Creole food.
Creole.
Like
Yes.
what?
Yeah.
Cajun, like deep fried
Oh, I love
crawdads,
Cajun.
and sausage.
Cajun anything.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, but I also when I moved to Sacramento, I was like I would go over my friend's house. What is it? Oh, yeah.
Jambalaya.
Jambalaya.
That's big in
I
the
ate-
Black community. If you have to cook
Yes.
jambalaya good, if you don't, you are like excluded out the family. Like, so
Right.
sure, you just
Exactly.
nobody knows your name
Like,
no
you're
more. Just the
canceled.
person who
You
cooks.
done.
Yeah,
You done,
yeah.
son.
And mac and cheese too. If you can't cook mac and
You
cheese,
know I have everything ready to go.
Oh, look, he
I
had it.
love soul food.
Mm,
Like, oh
oh.
my god.
Oh, yeah.
Does that
So
make
no,
you hungry?
Them collard
Woo!
greens.
the collard greens with the ham though. I like spicy collard greens with ham.
Oh,
I just like
Yeah.
spicy anything.
oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, but
Spicy
that's all I
collard
ate
anything.
I
in
can't wait to
Sacramento. I know, right? Who's cooking?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll cook.
right.
Well,
Y'all know, well,
we're
it was
talking about-
vegan food though. So if y'all gonna have to be like,
You can.
vegan.
Oh, yeah.
That's the
You can
thing.
still you can make some vegan
it's
soul
tricky.
food.
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There's a vegan soul food. But this is the thing though.
What?
The food has to give you the itis though. If it doesn't give you the itis, it is not fulfilling at all. You know that
I
feeling?
don't know, because
Like,
the itis
I'm
is
crap.
bad. That means you ate too much. That means you like didn't stop before you were full.
But then you can eat and then you don't have to talk to anybody else afterwards. You just pass it
wait.
out.
The
Like,
audio's not here.
is that
Yeah.
No, that's when you have the itis. You
Like,
know, you're like,
me?
"Under the sea."
Under the
Is anybody out there?
No, I'm
I
Little
love
Mermaid.
how
You
you
guys
guys
didn't hear me?
Oh, you Little
Yeah.
Mermaid?
Fuck you.
This is gonna be you, Jade.
Flounder?
Wait, what's going on?
Oh yeah, that's me. I'm like, where's
Snatch.
my second plate?
Right.
Where's my second plate at?
That's
Like super snatched, ready for like plate 5 though. I can't.
Look at her. Look at her waist though.
Like,
I cannot.
Right.
She hasn't been eating.
like,
Poor girl.
can she breathe? Is there lungs in there?
Can she breathe? Right.
Yeah, my audio went out.
Right.
Does she got lungs?
not even here. I'm not
Audio.
even here.
We can hear you.
My
Did you hear-
audio.
Oh Cheryl, why did you say can she
I'm
breathe?
not even here.
Can she breathe?
Right,
Does she have
right.
lungs?
Are y'all laughing
Does
at
she
me?
have
I
all
don't even
the
know if y'all laughing at me.
essential
Oh
organs?
Lord, I can't even hear nothing.
Ah.
Oh, you can't hear us? Brittany, you can't hear us?
I'm a leave. I can't be heard.
You can't hear us for real. Oh,
Oh, she can't hear us.
I don't know what's going on.
We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear us now?
I can hear you.
I don't.
No, she can't hear us.
Help!
Really?
What's going on, Michael?
Maybe we have to stop the recording and then go the meeting.
Or we can just cut it. I don't know.
Or maybe
Can she unplug her?
Or maybe she can leave and then come back.
Can she see this?
I'm dead.
Did she
Is that
leave?
the guy?
No.
Were y'all laughing at me?
No.
I like how we totally disregard Britney's audio. Can't sit with this girl.
Yeah, we're actually done with
Yeah, like, and Brittany's audio just like kept going out. Like, I'm like, Brittany, your audio just keeps going out. Like, girl, who is your network provider? Is it Metro PCS?
My audio went out again.
Oh, you can't hear anything?
Can you hear us? No?
Ooh, the devil's a lie.
Yeah.
Oh no, whose birthday's
Yeah.
coming up next? So Eric's birthday's coming up next then.
Mhm.
Yeah, but a few more months.
Yeah.
2 more months.
I'm sad because I'm like, I want to be like together. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we can have like a house party.
I'm
Or-
down.
Or
Like if you go somewhere else, I don't think it's gonna work out. I think it's just gonna get really messy.
It has to
like,
be
we go-
indoors.
Yeah.
Indoors
Yeah.
at somebody's. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm down.
because I don't think clubs are gonna open up this whole entire
oh
year.
no,
Oh my god.
I don't think not till the end, like not till January. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
Oh, that's crazy.
We live
Yeah.
in times, man.
I'm telling you, 2020 is canceled. Canceled.
Literally. Ooh, everyone
Yeah.
was looking forward to 2022. Like it was just
I know.
No, but I think 2021 is gonna be the one.
The
2021
one.
is the one.
Fingers crossed. I think
Yeah.
it is.
It is.
yeah.
I feel like 2020 is the year where we recuperate and like really think about like what we want to accomplish to prepare us for like this decade. You know what I mean? So
Right.
2020 is still a very monumental year. It's just like, what are
Yeah.
you gonna? So what's your
No,
game plan,
definitely is.
right? What's
Yeah.
your game plan? Let me take time to like collect my thoughts, collect everything, and then execute your plan in 2021. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I still think this is a very important year. Like we're doing this stuff, right? We wouldn't do this
Yeah.
stuff if we were in the same situation, right? So
Yeah,
I think
true.
this is still the year, you know,
It is.
the year to grow and to develop yourself. So
Mhm.
So
are you
in
gonna take the
actuality, it's the best year then.
Exactly.
Mhm.
We're
Right,
so
because
lucky, you know?
because it's
Yeah.
gonna be historical, right? Like
Yeah.
what did you do
Right.
in 2020?
Oh my god.
What'd you do?
Right.
Well, I did
Mhm.
this, I did that, I accomplished this, I did this for the first time.
Right.
Like I think people are gonna be talking about this year forever. So like give them something to talk about.
Yeah.
Give them something to talk about. Talk about love.
I think about our.
I don't know the words.
I love it. I even think about our podcast, right? Like, would we would have ever started this? You know, like,
Yeah.
so
Right.
fast, shit, like,
Right.
Yeah.
Because we
Right.
started this right in like the beginning,
right?
you know.
Like
Because
2
we were
weeks in.
from October all the way.
Right.
We
You forgot about it.
Yeah.
forgot about
We
it.
You did.
Yeah, so this year was kind of like a platform to a lot of ambitions that people have spoken. Because you gotta think about it. People's always asking like, "Oh, I want more time. I want to take a vacation. I want to do this." And I think if we see it on a lighter side, like we got what we asked for,
Mhm.
We did get what
And-
we asked for.
And the only thing is, the only task is, what are you gonna do with it?
Right.
You know?
Right.
Right. I mean, balance and everything. Like, it's good to still recover, rest, and like do things that will like give you peace, but at the same time, like challenge yourself. But then also there's times to like chill too. So it's like a balance of both. Because remember when life was crazy, there was no such thing as balance. So what's your definition of balance, right?
Yeah. There wasn't balance.
On the go.
Yeah, it was more expectations and obligation.
Exactly.
Yes, expectations and obligations, right?
Especially obligations, my God.
Obligations. It's like you are on a schedule nonstop. Oh, who that be?
That's not giving me right now. I love it.
Who's that?
It is Maya Angelou.
How did I know her? I mean, how did I know that?
I know her.
I know. She's my Instagram friend.
I know her forever. Still do. Like, what is culture to everybody? Wrapped up.
Oh, right. What is culture?
Yeah.
What is culture?
Culture to me is appreciating where you're from, representing it to the max, not being ashamed of it, you know. But also culture is non-judgmental as well. Like
yeah.
Definitely.
Love
that.
What is culture? Culture. Okay, so what is culture to me?
What is culture?
So culture to me, I would say is like a hidden language. To me, it's like a hidden language. So understanding the struggles of developing from our ancestors and always trying to strive for a positive outcome to develop. And I think that especially if like coming from homeland to the Western to America, I think it's like a language, an outspoken language that is spoke amongst your people. And I think that, and not in a way where it's like, oh, this is exclusive, but more of like, in a way of like, what can we share? And uniqueness, and what can we share? But I think it's still a fundamental of understanding where we came from, and you know, and food.
And food. Yeah. I think how I would define culture. I would define culture as a way of life. So that could be a collection of like, you know, where you come from. So like your ancestors and your upbringing, right? So that's like one part of culture. And then culture is also like what you choose to live by, right? As you get older, I think that also changes. Like you can adopt what, you know, how you were raised. That's always going to be a part of you. But then culture is like learning new values and learning new approaches of life. So I think that, you know, that's part of your journey. So I think culture is just your way of life. How I would define it. And that can be, you know, what you value, your morals. What do you look forward to doing during like, you know, special occasions or getting together with family and friends. So all of that is also your choice. So that's culture to me. Eric?
Culture to me would be it aligns with learned behaviors in terms of like our derives from your family, ancestors, and it's just something that, you know, you just grow to understand and again just experience, but make your own twist on it, you know, like it's that's generational, but you can also break it. So for me,
Yes.
my dialect, right, and it's a little convoluted, but dialect, music, food, right, like all of that kind of like shapes and define my definition of culture in terms of being who you are. And I feel like everyone's culture is different, and it's not a monolith. Is that the word, right? Monolithic. Meaning like, yeah, meaning that we're not all just one, So like,
one same
even with me and Brittany, right? Me and Brittany, we're not the same. We're African American, but we may define culture differently. You and Jade, right? So it's to everyone's own perspective, on how they interpret it. But yeah, for me, it's definitely a learned behavior. That's how it starts, from your family, that's passed from your ancestors, and it can go into something that you can change, like especially, like for example, like you get married and it's someone that you could marry that could potentially be outside of your, culture, then you're going to start to learn that culture, or maybe their own perspective of what culture is, so they can talk about what culture they came from and where they see it now. Same thing with us, and even with if you may marry the same ethnicity, it's all the same. So it's just, again, I know I'm being redundant, but it's a learned behavior, and then you experience life and you grow to create a new culture. You can break it, break the generation, and that's how you ultimately have your culture.
So just constantly evolving.
Yeah, I kind of want to do that definition over. I don't want to be all like, wait. So culture to me.
Go girl, you go girl.
So culture to me is learned, but it's also, like Eric said, something that you build on your own, like getting married and marrying somebody else, then building your own culture. And I like how you said it's generation, because people like to take on those generational curses, and they're like, oh, it's generational, we had this, but it's if you accept it or you don't, So culture is basically what you make it, what you want it to take, and what you create it. So it's not not necessarily permanent. So culture is food and everything. Basically what you make it.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Always evolving, always growing, always changing, adapting to the circumstances. Absolutely. Yes. Awesome.
It's like race. It's like race, because you know how you said your ancestors were Black, right? So it stems from one race, and we all go different races. I mean, all go different places, creating our own culture, So it's from one nucleus, but it's, branches off.
Branches off, yes.
All different styles.
Different styles.
Yeah.
I love that. Can you say that again? We're all different. What?
Cells from the same
nucleus.
One race.
One
love it.
Anyways, one race? I think that's what he said.
And that concludes episode. The end.
Oh, that's gonna. We're keeping
love
that.
It.
We are
keeping that. All right, guys. So
you're waiting for the right time to use that.
I know.
I was. My gift game was on.
I know.
Ooh, should we end with a song?
The what?
Oh no, my audio went away again. Oh no.
Can you?
Oh.
The mug? Okay.
Oh, okay. Should we just? Okay. That's one. I don't know.
So, Brittany, how did you like last week's episode?
I mean, it was cool, but I was hungry and it was just taking so long. It's just like, and like, when is this over? And it's just like, exhausting.
Right.
See.
Sabi ko, tay tay.
Tay tay.